She's changed and improved the lives of hundreds of men battling addiction, homelessness, and even incarceration. Marion Willis saw a gap in the system and launched St. Boniface Street Links in 2015. It's an outreach program helping men get clean, get counseling, and find a new path in life. And now Marion Willis is being honored and recognized for her contributions in our community by getting awarded the highest honor in our province, the Order of Manitoba. Joining us now is St. Boniface Street Links founder Marion Willis. Good morning, Marion.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now take us back to the very beginning. This started with a homeless hero named Farron Hall.
It certainly did. You know, I was on the bridge the day that the young fellow fell in the river, and Farron Hall pulled him out. I was one of the first people on the scene. Eventually would take Farron Hall and that young boy into my home for a while, make sure that everybody had what they needed. And I was very interested, you know, in homelessness at that point, because if there was a spectrum, here were both ends of that spectrum. Here was a young boy, you know, who people made some assumptions about, but he was on a Sunday, he was on his way home from church. He and his friends were skipping across the road just where he jumped on the Provencher Bridge there. He went down into the river. He was on the honor roll at Children of the Earth High School. That young boy was homeless, and he'd been homeless for a few years. Couldn't even get bus tickets to go to school. He just couch surfed place to place at the end of the spectrum. Here was Farron, you know, who was an adult male, Indigenous, and addicted, and what many people out there really sort of thought the face of homelessness looked like. And I thought, you know, here's a real opportunity, you know, to see what we can do, maybe to draw some attention to this group of homeless people over here in the West. There turned out to be 200 or 300 people at that time along the riverbanks who pretty much gave definition to the term hidden homelessness. And I also really wanted to change the way we consider, we think about, we plan, and we address mental health addictions and homelessness. That's been the goal.
So then you started St. Boniface Street Links, and then Morberg House came along, and you've really found a formula that seems to work, where you're helping not only address homelessness, but you're also addressing those men who are coming out of incarceration. You're also helping to help them tackle addiction. These are all together part of the formula and what you do there.
Yeah, you know, it's with great pride, okay, and I must say, I have an incredible team of people that do this work. They're the ones that actually should be getting this recognition, because no one person does this. But we're likely the only organization in Canada that can say we're taking people off the riverbank. Some of them are having some brush-ups with the law, and we're getting them from incarceration. They're coming into Morberg House. They're completing a very unique community-based recovery program. It's not institutionalized. We de-institutionalize treatment. Completing that program, you know, exiting Morberg House into our community living program, joining our outreach team, which is second to none, and just really excelling. And I can tell you, we have a 63% recovery rate for addictions. That actually hasn't changed for the last few years. And 74% of our population exits full-time employed. So from homeless on the riverbank, custody, a lot of them, into Morberg House, you know, through that program, addressing the root cause of addiction. Right?
So, Marion, you're getting this award on the 17th of July.
I am.
Right at your 71st birthday, which is incredible. I spoke with some of the staff at St. Boniface Street Links yesterday. They had a lot of really wonderful things to say. They say you deserve this award. Congratulations to you, and definitely you deserve it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.